Hi, and welcome to Jay and Laura TV. We are Jay and Laura Laffoon, and we're here for your life, your marriage, and your family. Let's jump right in.
I got to tell you, sometimes, you have those moments in your marriage where something's happening, you're in the middle of this something happening, and I'm going to tell you what it is in a minute, so don't let your brains go somewhere it's not supposed to. And at the end of it, you just go, oh my gosh, did we really just have that conversation? This happened to us last night. Okay?
No one wants to hear this.
We're watching
no
TV.
No one wants to hear
We're
this.
watching TV, and all of a sudden I look over, and Jay's got his hand up his nose like this. This is the way he picks his nose. And
I have quirks, okay? I'm sorry. Everyone has quirks.
Okay. So I look at him, I'm like, why do you do your hand way up there like that? Here's how you pick your nose. If it's on this, he goes, well, because if it's on this side of my nostril, I can't. You take your finger. If it's on this side, you pick like this. If it's on this side, you go this. So we have this whole conversation where I'm giving him lessons on picking his nose.
Everyone picks their nose, and if you say you don't, you're lying.
So we get done, and I'm like, did we really just have that conversation? Anyway, there you go. Just a little glimpse into the crazy
There's your life, and hopefully you won't turn it off after that. But anyway, so let's move on to the question.
And don't try and pick your nose like this, because it's not comfortable.
Oh my goodness. Let's move on to the question of the week. Okay, Jay and Laura, last week you talked about laughter. Neither my husband or I are funny people. How do we build laughter into our marriage? Oh my goodness. Well, that's a great question, and it's going to move us right into the connection corner, because laughter, like we talked about last week, it changes so much. It changes your chemistry, it changes your perspective, and if you're not funny people, you need to build laughter into your marriage. And so we've got some ways for you to build laughter into your marriage, whether you're a funny person or not. And one of the best ways that I can tell you is to subscribe to some online joke of the day kind of things, okay? And it's not going to give you big belly laughs. It's not going to, have you roaring in laughter for moments on end because you're picking your nose or whatever. But one of our favorites is called Mikey'sFunnies.com. Mikey'sFunnies.com. It's clean. Mike's a great friend of ours.
Is it spelled with a Y?
Mikies. Funnies.com. Okay. Yeah, Mikey's Funnies.
Just helping.
Something like that. Just it'll come up. Anyway, but get a joke of the day. Secondly, start watching funny movies or funny television shows. One of the things that really keeps me in love with this woman is the fact that she loves silly sitcoms, okay? She loves these silly sitcoms, and I labor through them because I love to hear her laugh. And when I hear her laugh, it makes me love her even more. That's how you begin to build laughter. Is do some things maybe you're not used to doing, like reading that joke of the day at dinner time or watching a silly movie. Also, just look for the funny things that happen in life. Okay?
Just like the picking of your nose.
Learn to laugh at each other, but not in a hurtful way, okay? In a fun way. Stop taking yourself so seriously and start taking life, and realize that life is full of funny moments. You just got to watch for them. So there you go. Connection Corner of the Week. Get some funny stuff in your life.
Well, this week, Marriage in the News, there's a new movie that's just come out that's entitled Hope Springs. And as I've seen the commercials, the trailers on TV, I thought, you know what? This movie is like about married people who've been married a long time. This looks like something we should really go see. Now, we haven't seen it yet, so I don't want you to say, oh, Jay and Laura said we should go see this movie, because we haven't seen it. But here's what I was reading. I have to put on my old lady glasses here, because this was taken from an article on the internet. In Hope Springs, Meryl Streep, and Arnold Tommy Lee Jones, together for 31 years, live in an overly comfortable but dull routine. Their sons have moved out, they sleep in separate rooms, and when Kay appears in the doorway of their Omaha home in a negligee, Arnold barely looks up from his golf magazine. Now, hopefully that doesn't sound like anybody you know, but you know what? Here's what the writer of this movie script, her name is Vanessa Taylor, Streep says she marveled at the fact that this 30-something Taylor could have such wisdom about the relationships of people twice her age. And here's what Taylor said. Hope Springs is about her own issues, trying to figure out how couples can come back together after growing apart. I wanted to write a love story within the context of a marriage. So often, movies and love stories are focused on the new, the vibrant. That's what's happening now, the young. And I wanted to write about marriages and getting comfortable. And you know what? just reading that makes me really want to go watch this movie because it seems like it's real life. As we grow
Reading that makes me
old
want to do something else.
and we grow comfortable with each other, that we're able to pick our nose in front of each other, that, life becomes comfortable, marriage becomes comfortable, and sometimes we just got to do something to get us out of that funk. And I think that's what this whole movie is about how she goes and wants to go to a therapist for their marriage, to change her marriage, to make it better. And so it's always a continue. You know what? I think this movie is something that really hits home for a lot of people, I think.
Well, here's the bottom line. Throughout your marriage, whether you've been married 31 years, 31 days, 31 months, keeping and capturing intimacy will always be something you have to work on. I think that's the message of this movie, that intimacy doesn't just happen. And when you work on it, guess what? It grows. When you don't work on it, it fades. So there you go, another tip from Jay and Laura.
And we'll let you know if we go see the movie how we think.
Hey, we're Jay and Laura. We're here for your life, your marriage, and your family. We'll see you next week. Do us a favor. Tell us how you build intimacy in your marriage.
And do this on Facebook.com/Jay and Laura Laffoon. Go in and write some notes about how you build intimacy in your marriage.
See you next week.